I have had a hardcore world for over 100 days in game, but I died in it. Here's what happened.
I think we should explore the Woodland Mansion, although I'm a little reluctant. I really don't want to lose the f***ing hardcore world while streaming. Take off the elytra. No, I don't have a chest plate. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh my god! Oh, no! No!
And so because I died, I decided why mope around when I can go ahead and start season 2 of a hardcore series and do bigger, better projects, do a lot more with the world, and I'm more than excited to get this started. So we started this on stream. If you don't follow me, do so, twitch.tv/fattydaddy, but we got a base set up, we got all of our diamond gear, and I'm ready to get started on just some super cool builds. And the first thing I want to do is get set up with all the villager stuff I can. I need a trading hall, I need an iron farm, I need a breeder and a food source. We're going to do anything we can with villagers in this episode, and let's look at what we're going to get done.
You know what? You know what? I'm not even mad, dude. I'm not even mad, dude. You know what? Whatever. Whatever, dude. I'm so angry, Chad. I can't believe it. So during this time lapse, what we did on stream was we started the world and I went hunting for anything I could. Shipwrecks, monuments, villages, quite literally anything with good gear. We also went diamond mining and got the base set up. That way all the tedious stuff for the beginning of the world was out of the way and we could just get started on doing big projects. If you guys have any ideas for big projects that you'd like to see on this channel during this series, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to take a look at what you guys have in mind.
All right, so for the villager halls, iron farm, and food farm / breeder, what I want to do is something that I've actually not seen anyone do yet. I want to build an ant farm that is just full to the brim with villagers that we're able to see through a glass window. And this is going to be a little bit odd because if you've ever built an iron farm or a breeder or any sort of food source with them, you'll know these things have to be pretty wide and they take up a lot of room. So what I'm thinking of setting this up is right over here on one of these peninsulas over there in the savanna biome. And the plan is to just build it really big. The farms don't have to be massive, and the iron farm just needs to have enough space to spawn an iron golem and get it out of the way. And the trading hall can actually be probably just about 3 blocks wide. At best, 2 would even work. So that's what we're going to get done. In the morning, I'm going to go get a bunch of sand, and I'm going to get some building blocks, which is probably just going to be oak wood. And we're just going to set an outline frame. Figure out how big this needs to be and go from there. All right, I have got 6 stacks of sand smelting along with 3 stacks of this deep slate. And then once all that's done, we're gonna go right over there, probably towards the desert area, and start building the ant farm. And the way that I want this to be laid out is I want to create a sort of outline with the deep slate, and then I'm just gonna put glass in it, and we'll build a couple walkways for the villagers to get around. It'll be really cool. I'm very excited for this. I don't actually have like a planned out idea past that. This hasn't been built in a creative world or anything. I'm just kind of winging it, but I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. So we'll check it out when all this is done, okay? All right, I have all of the glass smelted and in my inventory here. We have some of the highlighted blocks here, which we're going to use for the outline. I say let's get over there and let's start building. Alright, so with all the glass that I just smelted, this is about as far as I've got, but you can kind of see the scale that I'm going to go for here. So this will kind of be the outline, and I have the glass 1 block out just to kind of bulk this out a little bit and provide me a bit more room inside. And here's kind of the layout. Up here, we're going to have a villager breeder, with down here being the holding cell. This will be an iron farm where the iron golems just flow down over here, and then right above that will be my trading hall. I plan to have a door right in the middle here so that I can access this entire area and still move around pretty freely in there if I need to change anything out. But we're getting a good start on this. I do just need to smelt more sand to get even more glass because this project is absolutely massive. So I'm going to work on that, get some more glass, come back here and finish the build. All right, back with round 2 of more glass. We're going to continue to put this in. The biggest part about this that I'm upset about it is that I've used all of my coal for this. Just to get enough glass to fill in this just giant box for no reason. I could have done what every other YouTuber does and just put these guys underground or keep them in their homes and just set up small shacks, but I decided to make it more complicated. Build an ant farm. full of living, breathing villagers. I'm gonna get this glass in as much as I can. I don't know how tall I'm gonna build this yet, but I need it to be tall enough for an iron farm and a breeder, so it does need to be quite tall. Not massive, but big enough. So I'm gonna continue to put this in, and I'll catch you guys whenever we're done with that, okay? All right, I have run out of glass, so I'm gonna go hunt down some coal, get some more glass smelted, and continue to build, as is the name of the game for this project right now. I am right next to this like stony, I don't know if it's called a stony shore or stony peaks biome, but I'm right next to it. There's typically some good amounts of surface coal and iron here, so I'm just gonna hunt through these, see what I can find, and then go from there. All right, so I think I have this as tall as I want to take it right now, but I am gonna leave it open up top just in case when I put the villagers in and get things set up, it's not quite tall enough. But I think I'm happy with it actually, and we're gonna get started on getting the floor in. I am gonna use this deep slate, but there are going to be blocks on top of it. I do need dirt for the farms, I need beds for the breeders, and I need lava for the iron golem stuff. So there will be different like sets of floors, different things that we need to utilize for this. And there will be two. So I will be separating this at some point along the way. Currently, I think this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks tall. So we'll separate it on the 5th block and kind of cut this in half. One floor, obviously, iron golem farm, and what else? Breeder. And then up top will be the trading hall and the like where the villagers get their food from to breed, which it'll drop down into the breeder area anyway. But we have a lot more to do. This isn't even close. I mean, this is possibly the easiest, less time consuming part, and it has taken me the better part of an hour just to get enough sand and glass to get this whole thing built, and we still have a long way to go. So I'm going to continue to work as the days progress. We're going to go get more deep slate for the floor and then start pulling villagers from the village we have over there. Alright, I've been putting in a lot of work on this, so we now have the farm for the villagers, along with the chute that will drop them into just a sitting area. So this is kind of where the bulk of the villagers will just sit, waiting kind of for utilization. We'll kind of cycle them out for down here, which will be where the iron farm area drops down into. But also, along with the iron collection down here, will be the trading hall. So as we get new villagers, we can kind of funnel them into this space and replace their trades as needed. Mostly because in 1.20.2, villager trades have actually been nerfed, and you can't just whittle down their trades a ton. So it's actually just much easier to just build up a large trading hall, make sure that you have a wide supply of ways to get emerald, and then just trade like that. Because bringing in a zombie, it just doesn't drop the prices down that much anymore. So we'll make it more simple. So we have half of the farm done. We actually do need to get villagers in here. And then building the second half should be quite a lot easier, especially if we have the breeder going. So I'm going to work on getting some villagers over here so that we can continue it. All right, welcome back. For you guys, it's been maybe a couple seconds. For me, it's been a couple days, and I had to do some fishing because today I need to get finished on that villager ant farm, and the next part of that is going to be making an anvil, going to be getting this name tag named, and getting a zombie to scare our villagers and produce a ton of iron. So let's get that started really fast here. Boom, and then let's give him a super cool name. Just something off the wall, something no YouTuber's ever named a zombie. You know, it's classic. And then now we just need to go over there and trap a zombie tonight, get some villagers moved over. I've been doing some work off camera, just getting rid of some of the remedial BS that you guys probably don't want to see. So I've moved a ton of villagers and got the breeder started. And we have a couple that are already in there ready to go to get moved. I just need to move them. And this task is a little bit complicated because I actually need to trap all of the villagers in boats and build the section they're going to be sitting in, along with the lava trap that the iron golem is going to be in just a super confined space. So trying to get that done is going to be a little bit difficult, but I think that we can get it done fairly easily, is my hope. Because we've trapped a ton of villagers in this just glass square. So let's see what we can do, and let's get started on it. Alright, the villagers up top are in, which is great. That means all I need to do now is get a zombie and set up the killing area for an iron golem. The small problem is that the villager enclosure already takes up most of the space up here. I still need to fit a zombie right here, and there's not really going to be any area for the iron golems to spawn. We're a little limited in space. So what I'm going to have him do is I'm going to actually have the iron golem spawn down here, where the trading hall is. I will cover it, obviously, but I'm going to have the iron flow into a chest next to I want to call them blacksmiths, the guys who trade iron, next to a couple of them so that it's an easy flow. But this area down here will also now be a little limited. Not a problem, just a small hitch in a plan that I thought was going to go flawlessly. So let's get that zombie in, let's get the killing chamber set up, and then we're going to have infinite iron in this world next to our breeder, our extra villagers, and our trading hall. Alright, we have now got the kill chamber built and ready to function, and now I need to make sure that no iron golems can spawn anywhere up here, and by doing that, I'm just going to use buttons. There aren't really many ways to make sure this doesn't happen, because they can spawn on these half slabs, which is problematic, both up top and down below. I don't know that I'll need to fill this lower portion with them, and I'm going to try it without doing it. If I run into an issue, it's easily rectified. But all those buttons are going to cost me a ton of wood. So we're going to clear out some of this, get some more buttons to place up top there. And then this whole thing should be like the iron farm should be completed. And getting traded villagers in here will not be a difficult thing, as we'll just need to move them over from here and trap them. Like, that's probably the easiest part of the whole thing we've done, since we already have all the villagers ready to go. All right, all the buttons are now in up top. So we just need to grab a zombie and then we are good to go. Not one has spawned on here, so we're gonna have to wait till nighttime to grab that zombie. We already have our name tag ready to go. We do have a bit of time to kill though here. So I'll explain what is gonna happen with this whole build. So once that's in and I get the trading hall in as well, we're actually going to cover most of this outside area, or I guess this inside first layer in dirt. Mostly because that's how ant farms look in real life. You have these little branches off where you can see the ants going around. And what I plan to do is cover this all in dirt, create those branches, and then let villagers kind of roam throughout that. Not villagers with any real purpose, but just so it gives it sort of that ant farm feel. Because right now it's just a glass terrarium full of villagers and different farms, and that's not what this is about. This is supposed to be an ant farm, and so we're going to make it look like one. I also need to change a bit of the decoration outside, as I do like this deep slate and the oak, but it's nothing special right now. I want this to be a nice build, and I want all the builds we do in this world to be big, to be sort of grandiose. Because it's what we missed in our season 1. We did a lot of small builds and progress was fairly slow, and in the name of content and in the name of doing something just more spectacular, I want to do a lot more in this world. Alright, with the zombie in, we can actually hear the iron golem being killed right now, which is awesome. Let's get him named so we know that he will not die. I'm not actually sure. Oh. Well, I guess I didn't really expect you to spawn down here. Guess that means I will need to actually button the rest of this area as well. Let's get everything buttoned that is going to be within the spawning area here. Like that. Same thing over here. So as you can see, I do have the entire thing built and ready to go. We got a bunch of villagers up here, down there, up there, and our trading hall is actually in. So while I was at full storage, I got a couple villagers in here. Their trades are not set, as you can see, and I've had to kill a couple. It's not been a great time, but their trades are not set. But this is set up so that we can just break the lecterns or the smithing tables and reset their trades, but they're in. And you'll notice I have a ton of buttons around, and that is because I've been having a really bad problem with the iron golem farm. The iron golems are not supposed to be able to spawn in like that, I guess, in walls, but somehow they can. I don't know what's causing that to happen and why they're not just spawning in the water area I've provided. As it is 3 blocks tall, they can move around, and a couple have spawned in there. But I've had them spawn in the walls, on the floors, on the glass, which they're definitely not supposed to be able to do. And I don't really know what's causing that. So for the time being, I just am choosing not to mess with it. And it's something I guess I'll come back to at a later date once I figure that out. But for the time being, guys, this is the completed project. I may do some more design work off camera, but for right now, I mean, this is it. I built an ant farm for villagers in Minecraft in hardcore. It has been an insane process, and one that has taken me quite some time. I don't get a lot of time to record, so this is definitely a bigger project than what I'm used to, but the breeder is set up, the holding cell, the trading area, and the iron farm is now set up. I will need to figure out how to fix this and why it's not working properly. And then I want to get a connected glass texture pack so that this looks a little bit better, but we'll do that at a later date. Thank you guys so much for watching. Welcome to Season 2 of the Hardcore World. I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I've got a lot of really, really big ideas for this world as a whole, and I am so excited to get them done. But thank you so much, guys. I hope everyone has a good day and or night. If you're having an afternoon, I hope it's going okay. And guys, I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Later.